What's up guys, I'm Hell, and behind me is a floor selecting elevator. So what's up guys, welcome back to another episode of Scrap Mechanic, where we take a look at all the fancy things that we can do in this game. And today I have come up with an elevator design that does not use any wheels. We have a platform in here where we can go up and down. We have some floor selecting buttons right about here. Now, so the only thing that I've got a problem with right now is that, yeah, they're switches. Once you use them, they're on and you're stuck on the floor that you're on unless you jump back down and like hit the button down here. Because we can't, add multiple buttons to the same connector just quite yet. So we have a total of 6 connectors that are powering this, and we have some sensors that are running the show back here. Just 3 very simple switches, and we'll show how that works here in just a second. But what I'd like to do is show you. Let's go to the second floor up here. Let's just hit this button right here. So it's a little jiggly, but we're here because this is a freestanding platform. If we just grab our lift here, we'll show you. So I can easily just connect to that. Don't want to do it though, because it takes a bit to get it in the elevator shaft itself. Let's see. Yeah. Let's hop back down and go to the next floor. We got to call it back down. Again, there's not really any way to undo a switch, so nice and smooth. And then let's go to the second floor. Passing that one, and here we are to the next floor. Perfect, perfect. Everything's working just smoothly as possible. Alright, let's call it back down. As you guys can see, the mechanics kind of working on the inside there. And let's go ahead and go to the third floor. Whoa, 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 whoa. Way too fast. Way too fast. It's okay. It's okay, though. We made it. We made it. Safe and sound. Nice and even. Alright. So, I guess I should show you guys about how this works. So what I'll do is I'll just grab the floor out of there, and we'll just place it down here, because we're not going to need this. We're not going to be able to use this anymore, so just delete that. Boom, got it. Alright, so if we just call it back down here, and what we'll do is we'll stand on the inside, and we'll show how this works, right? So when we hit the first switch, what we'll do is we'll come take a look over here too as well, so we can keep it all together. So we have several brackets here. Now, keep in mind I might lose you in this, but just trying to follow as much as possible. So if we hit switch 1, this will rotate, blocking the first sensor. If we hit the second button, this bearing will rotate, blocking the sensor, and this bearing back here will rotate, blocking the sensor. So now we have floor 1 and floor 2, and if we were to hit the third button, third floor switch, this would rotate along with this rotating and this rotating. So there's several bearings here that are just rotating to be able to block the sensor to, say, use the first floor exchange, then the second floor exchange, and so on and so forth. So let's see, if we hit the first button here, we'll see the first mechanism happen, which is very simple. And it's very slow, and trust me, the reason why it's slow is because if you go fast, the platform gets loose and just kind of falls to the side. So we go nice and easy, slow and steady wins the race, right? So all 3 of these planks basically will extend up in each one of the corners, rotating at a different angle on each one of these, kind of like just folding upwards. And then when you hit the second one, it will extend a second bracket, moving at the same speed, opening at the same at a same angle, but going upwards at the same time, kind of like a scissor lift. Yeah, exactly like a scissor lift. And then of course we'll just go back down, and we will hit the third switch, and we'll do the same thing, except there will be 3 different ones opening, and they're all pushing each other up in that same manner. And that's basically, they're pushing up the corners of the platform, extending it up as high as it can go. I noticed that adding any more brackets after this the bearings become really strained and they start leaning inwards, like leaning towards this way, and it kind of gets a little rough. And wood being the lightest material, I'm not sure if we can go any more floors than 3, or 4 total, including the ground floor. So we'll just reactivate that, and we'll watch it come down like that. Yeah, just like that. So, I mean, I don't know if this has like ever been used before, but you know, hey, this is an idea here. So you go button to the connector, and each one of these connectors controls either the first bearing, or the first and second bearing, or the first, second, and third bearing. But they're all different here, so it's kind of like an AND gate for Minecraft. So like if you do, but it's utilizing the same sensor. Instead of having like separate AND gates, like I'd have 6 AND gates here trying to power these things, I just have them all connected bearing to bearing. And here I'll show you what I mean. So let's grab a bearing and block here. So what we're working with here is this. Let's draw a platform real quick, and I'll show you. Alright, so we go like this. Alright, okay. So we have a bearing, and that's connected like that, right? Let's grab a connector, and we'll do the whole thing here so I can show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so we say bearing 1 is there, so if I want that to activate on, you know, a certain button press, that would happen. So let's grab some separate connectors here too. So then I want to add a second bearing, but on the exact same block, and then that bearing would be connected to a completely separate connector. But they both, oop, not that. Let's put it there and there. But they both would rotate in the same direction, executing the same command. Let's see, 90 degrees here and 90 degrees here. There we go. And then let's just, for good measure, let's place in a sensor so you guys could visualize with me. Oh, wrong way. There we go. And let's see, let's grab some switches as well. So we'll place a switch here and a switch here, and we'll get rid of this. Alright, so switch 1 there, and switch 2 there. Okay. So the way we're doing this is this. If I press this first one, the entire thing moves because the entire thing is attached to this first bearing. Still blocking the sensor. But I still want to block the sensor, but, you know, we'll do it this way. So that way we still get the same method. And that's exactly what's happening here. It's just multiple connectors controlling these sensors like that. So if the first sensor is activated, then that would travel to here, saying lift these first 4 guys down here. Like the first, like all 3 chunks, right? Or all 3 pieces of planks. And then, so that would extend. And then at the, if I was to press the second button, it would extend this and this. So that would say do the first set and then do also the second set. Now the second set is to change the other ones at 180 degrees to get that rotation correct. And they're moving all at the same time because, you know, scissor lift, you know, everything needs to be perfectly aligned as well going up. And if they weren't, they would just crash into the sides of the shaft. So I can't do just what I would normally do in a sequence is I would do the first connector have set here, and then the second connector would have the 180 degree spin here. But because of the way this, because of the nature of this thing, it has to be done on the same exact timing, as well as this set here. These are all just 180 as well. So that will be the exact same thing there. So if I was to press the third one, it would spin this last bearing here. So we have 1 bearing, 2. So this is first floor, second floor, and third floor, all attached on the same one. And then of course you don't want to do, you don't want to go to the first floor. So, or the first floor would already be activated if you were to press this, right? Because this is activating over here. So we want to go to the first floor. We hit this, and this one will spin down. We want to go to the second floor, this one will spin up. We want to go to the third floor, this one will spin up, because it's going to activate the first one every single time, and then it'll activate this. This is another way to activate the same bearing with multiple switches, is to do it like that. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the concept. That's pretty much the idea. The only thing that I cannot figure out, well, it's not really that I can't figure out. It's just there's not a capability of pressing a switch and it being unswitched, you know? So being able to determine the floor that we'd like to go to is always a plus. And then we could, you know, build a little drop shaft that would come back down to the bottom floor. And then we could do, we could call the elevator back down and then be able to go back to the other floor that we'd like to. But until they implement something else, this is the best that you're going to get. Yeah. So I think that pretty much covers everything. And I guess this has been hell, and I'll catch you later.